They say love fades with memory, that when the mind forgets, the heart slowly follows. That one day, affection disappears the same way names, faces, and moments do. Aaron learned very early that those people had never truly loved anyone. Every morning, he woke before the sun, not because he needed to, but because mornings were unpredictable now. Some days were gentle, others were cruel, and he wanted to be ready for whichever one waited for them. The house was quiet at that hour, the kind of quiet that presses softly against your chest. Aaron sat on the edge of the bed, watching Lily sleep, counting each breath like it was something sacred. He memorized her face again and again, afraid of the day he might be the one who forgot. They had been married for 32 years. 32 years of shared routines, inside jokes, quiet arguments, and loud laughter. 32 years of knowing each other without needing words. And now, some mornings, she didn't know him at all. When Lily finally stood, her eyes opened slowly. She stared at the ceiling as if trying to place herself inside a life that felt unfamiliar. Then her gaze drifted toward Aaron. Her expression shifted, confusion first, then fear. "I'm sorry," she said softly. "Do I know you?" The question still hurt, no matter how many times he heard it, but Aaron never let it reach his face. He smiled the same smile he had given her for decades, the one that said you were safe. "Not yet," he replied gently. "But I'll remind you," he always said it the same way, calm, certain, loving. Aaron helped her sit up and wrapped her in the blue sweater she used to steal from him years ago. She liked the way it felt, even if she didn't know why. Then he placed a warm mug into her hands, 2 sugars, always 2. The doctors called it routine. Aaron called it love. They sat by the window as the morning light slowly filled the room. Outside, birds gathered on the old oak tree Lily once tried to decorate with Christmas lights in July because she said it looked lonely. She watched them quietly. "They look happy," she said. "They are," Aaron answered. "They come back to the same place every day." Lily nodded, not fully understanding why the words made her chest feel warm. "Let me tell you a story," Aaron said. Her eyes softened. "I like stories," she replied. So he began, the way he always did. He told her about a girl who laughed louder than she should and cried during sad commercials. A girl who believed broken things could always be fixed, people included. A girl who once stopped traffic just to help a turtle cross the road. "That sounds like a very kind person," Lily said. "She was," Aaron replied. "She still is." As he spoke, memories flooded his mind. Their first apartment with the leaking ceiling, Sunday mornings spent arguing over music. The night she danced barefoot in the kitchen because the power went out and she said silence felt too heavy. They had known something was wrong before the diagnosis. Lily had begun forgetting small things at first, misplaced keys, missed appointments, unfinished sentences. Then one afternoon, she stood in the kitchen staring at the stove like it was a stranger. "How do I turn this off?" she asked. She had used that stove for 10 years. After the diagnosis, people spoke carefully around him. They told him how difficult it would be, how exhausting, how heartbreaking. Some even said, "You have to think about yourself too." Aaron never understood that sentence. How do you stop thinking about someone who is already part of you? The illness didn't arrive all at once. It crept in slowly, stealing moments piece by piece. There were good days when Lily laughed and bad days when she panicked because the man beside her knew her too well. On those days, she pushed him away. "Please," she cried. "I don't know you." Aaron learned to step back without leaving. To love without overwhelming. To stay without forcing himself into her fear. At night, when the world was quiet, Lily often woke screaming, lost inside memories Aaron couldn't reach. He held her until her breathing slowed, whispering stories into the dark. And every night, every single one, Lily reached for his hand in her sleep. She didn't know his name, but her heart never forgot where it belonged. As weeks turned into months, Aaron learned that love, in its truest form, is quiet. It doesn't demand to be seen. It doesn't ask to be praised. It simply stays. Some days, Lily recognized him for a few precious minutes. On those days, she would look at him with sudden clarity and say, "You're my husband, aren't you?" Aaron never answered too quickly. He didn't want to frighten her. Yes, he said gently. She would smile, then the same smile she wore on their wedding day, and hold his face like she was afraid he might disappear. "Don't go," she whispered. "I'm not going anywhere," he promised. And he meant it, but there were other days. Days when she accused him of lying. Days when she asked to go home while standing inside the house they built together. Days when she cried for her mother, who had been gone for years. On those days, Aaron packed small bags of patience and carried them quietly. He learned to answer the same questions again and again as if it were the first time. He learned that correcting her memories only caused pain, so he followed her reality instead. If she said it was 1985, then it was 1985. If she believed she was late for work, he told her it was her day off. If she said she was scared, he held her until she wasn't. One evening, as rain tapped gently against the windows, Aaron told her a story he hadn't shared in a long time. He told her about the night he proposed, how his hands shook so badly he dropped the ring, how she laughed and said yes before he even finished asking. Lily listened carefully, her eyes fixed on his. "He sounds like someone who loved her very much," she said. Aaron felt his throat tighten. "He did," he replied. "And he still does." She studied his face, searching for something she couldn't name. Then she reached out and touched his cheek. "I don't remember you," she said honestly, "but I feel like I can trust you." That was enough. Later that night, Lily sat quietly beside him on the couch. The television played a movie neither of them was watching. She rested her head against his shoulder, and after a long silence, she whispered, "I think I love him." Aaron turned to her, his eyes filled with tears. "I know," he said. "You always have." That night, Lily fell asleep on his chest, her breathing slow and steady. And as Aaron stared into the darkness, he finally understood something no doctor had ever explained to him. Love does not live in memory. It lives in patience, in gentleness, in choosing someone again and again even when they forget choosing you. Years later, on a quiet morning much like any other, Lily woke with unusual clarity. She looked at Aaron and smiled. "You stayed," she said. Aaron nodded. Unable to speak, she squeezed his hand softly. "Thank you for loving me when I couldn't remember how." By evening, the clarity faded again. But Aaron didn't grieve it. One moment was enough to last a lifetime. Because even when Lily forgot his name, she never forgot how safe she felt in his arms. If this story touched your heart, please like this video. Comment true love if you believe love never fades, and follow Heartstring Tales for more stories about love that stays. There is always more love waiting here.